Hey guys, welcome back to Mates on Tour. As you've probably noticed, the Big 80 hasn't been doing much touring at all. It's just, I don't know, it's just dragging on forever. No one can seem to figure out what's really wrong with it. All I know is that it just does head gasket after head gasket, and now they're saying it's potentially the block, which is like full engine out, full engine rebuild, everything. So at the moment I've just been trying to save up some money to do all that. But it's just dragging on a really long time, and it could be some other things, just don't know. It's hard to tell. Could be poor workmanship, could be other things, just have no idea. So, very spare at the moment thing. I'm already hating myself for buying this. I've bought permanent head gasket repair from Nulon, which is meant to hopefully be pretty good. So, all I know is it says it's got Kevlar in it. I basically was just standing here about an hour ago, just looking at my car, getting depressed because we've got Easter trips coming up and I would really like to take a car to Beachport. So I was like, we could just put some head gasket repair stuff in it. I've seen this particular stuff we put in one of the trucks at work once at one of my old companies, and it actually did seem to work. But I just don't know, didn't really know how bad it was for your car to start with. I've basically done what some of you guys will be doing right now, is YouTube researching things. There's some pretty intense videos of people that really know what they're talking about. So hopefully, I've done a bit of research on what actually happens. So pretty much, this has got all its fancy stuff in there. You pour it into the radiator. When it meets the exhaust gases at the head gasket where it's coming out, from the exhaust gases, it basically cooks it, and then it will set in that hole, hopefully, and block the gap, which is the plan. It won't set in your radiator or anything, or it's not meant to. Some people say it could, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's only meant to seal where the head gasket is. So I'll just grab a head gasket and I'll show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. So my problem, which I have a lot of head gaskets to choose between now. This is like my fourth one that I can hang on my wall. Pretty much, as you can see through here, this is sort of what it's supposed to look like, nice and clean and all that. These are all where the water sort of flows through your block and head. But as you get up around this part around here, you can see it's all a bit sort of burnt and a bit gross. That's not supposed to look like that. So that is the water from the coolant system getting out of these little tiny holes and just going through into the actual engine, or the exhaust gases getting out sort of type of thing. And that is what's creating all the bubbles in the radiator and the overflow bottle and causing all my coolant to fall out, which you would have seen in one of our last videos when it was running, which was probably a while ago. So the idea is, pour this stuff in, it's going to flow through the coolant system, get to what's ever causing this slight gap here, whether it's a crack in the block, crack in the head, or if it's slightly warped, or if the head gaskets just aren't sealing properly. I'm just hoping it's the tiniest little thing, and then hopefully this liquid will flow in there, hit the exhaust gases, cook itself, set around where the problem area is, and hopefully just seal the hole. Obviously this is not really the best solution. The best solution is to just get it fixed properly, but at the moment I'm sort of looking at probably 10 to 14 grand as a guesstimate of price, pulling this whole engine out, getting it fully pulled apart, seeing what's actually wrong with it, and putting it all back together and getting it back in the car. So you've got the money thing, and it's a long process, which this is my only car, so I've been borrowing cars the whole time and I'm getting pretty over it. Can't tow my boat, can't go forward driving, can't do YouTube stuff, which is making it very difficult to try and get Mates on Tour up and happening. So, I reckon this cost me $60, it's about 60 bucks. Worst case scenario, it just goes really bad and the engine has to come out anyway. So, let's pour some in. I'll read the instructions first, we'll pour it in, see how it goes, and then hopefully we can start driving again. Alright, so pretty much it's basically shake the bottle, because this is a six cylinder engine. You pour the whole bottle in. If it's a V8, you pour the whole bottle in. If you've got a 4-cylinder, you put half in. every bottle is probably going to be different. There's all types of different brands and stuff you could get. I've just gone with this one because I've seen it work before, so hopefully it all works out. Pour in the radiator. It says run for idle for about 15 minutes and turn off engine and allow engine to cool. And then step 6 is just to drive as per normal. So I'm going to pull some. Obviously, you got to put this into your radiator. Mine doesn't actually leak that bad. Like, I don't lose a lot of water. So I'm just going to grab one of my old school tools. I'm just going to pull some water out of the radiator just to allow some room for this to fit in. So I'll just quickly do that, and then we'll pour it in, turn the car on, and we'll hopefully see if it works. Now, I know you guys can't see very well, but because I don't have a very good tripod, that's already got water in it. Basically, I'm going to pull some water out of the radiator, like so. And then, that should hopefully be enough room. Alright, so give it a good shake. And then, yeah, basically pour it in. It's quite a simple thing to do. It's just a bit nerve-wracking, especially when you spend so much money on an engine, and to fix said engine is also so much money as well. So, a bit nervous. But hopefully it works. Worst case scenario, the engine's coming out again anyway. Yeah, if it means I can drive my car for another 2 months, I'll be happy. I'll be absolutely stoked. Ideally, I would like it to last a lot longer than that. If it does work, my plan is to hopefully, if it just runs, keep using it, try not to abuse it as much as I normally do, and save up and buy another four-wheel drive or some sort of car that I can tow my boat with and stuff like that, just to get me by, and then we can pull this engine apart and find out what's actually going on with it one day. But I'm hoping this stuff will just get me through. That's all it's for, is getting you through. It's not a permanent fix, even though it probably says it's permanent, but I doubt it. Seriously doubt it. I don't know how much you're supposed to shake it. I'm gonna guess that's it. Unscrew this cap here. How thick is it? It's got a lot of sparkles in it, so hopefully sparkles is a good thing. Whew! I'm nervous. Oh, this is like gambling with your 1HDT. It's not fun. I wouldn't say it's thin, and I wouldn't say it's thick, put it that way. Hopefully it all fits. I haven't poured enough water out. Seems like a lot. This is really a make or break sort of situation. Alright, so that's all of that in now. That's the whole bottle. Instructions say to get your radiator back filled with water. So I just need to fill that back up, get the overflow filled up to the correct level. So let's quickly do that. So at the moment, my radiator is completely filled with just water, no coolant, but there is still remnants of the old red coolant in there, so all my water is actually red at the moment. It's just this thing that I've been told with having a new head gasket to do. Alright, that's full. It's all nice and golden there at the moment. I'll put that back on. And yeah, I'll just quickly top up my overflow bottle as well, because it says to do that. Alright, so I've got that all topped up. Sit it down in there. Basically, turn the car on, set a 15-minute timer, turn it off, let it all completely cool down, and hopefully, probably try and drive it in a few hours time, or maybe even tomorrow. But I'll keep posted. So let's just turn it on. That's about that. So just let it run for 15 minutes, and then it says to let it completely cool down. I might just, my car takes forever to get up to like full running temperature, so I might just leave it until my gauge goes all the way up, even if it's a bit longer than 15 minutes. Just because I know that this will be going off to heat, so it needs to be warm. So hopefully, we'll see. See how we go. Now while I'm waiting for that to happen, I thought I'd have a bit of a play with the new iCheck TPMS automatic tyre deflators.
Now, I haven't used anything like this before, so I'm very interested to give it a go. So, first look at it, nice anodized red, looks pretty simple. It's got all the little details on it, so you just twist to your desired pressure. And basically, it's as simple as once you've set the pressure, just screw it on. It'll, yeah, pretty much just deflate to exactly what you set it at, and that's it. Repeat the process for all 4 tyres. So you're deflating 4 tyres at once with no risk of going too low while your mate's just talking smack, really, and you get distracted. Then you got to get your air compressor out. You're mucking around, wasting too much time. So it's just as simple as set your pressure, screw them on, and happy days. Now, I've set my ones to 20 PSI, so I'm just going to grab out the iCheck digital tyre gauge right now and just double check it to see how they went. And would you look at that, exactly bang on 20 PSI. Now that's what you want. So be sure to jump on iCheck TPMS's website, because these things won't let you down. Well, they will let your tyres down, but not yourself.
Alright, so it's night time now, so it's definitely cooled down, cool touch and everything. If the footage is a bit vibrating, sorry about the lights. The GoPro has the light shed in the dark. Just want to check the radiator cap just to make sure that nothing's like clogged up. It's like sparkly coolant at the moment. Yeah, that's all seems to be operational, which is good. So nothing's stuck together with the radiator cap. I'll just have a quick look in the overflow, see if we've got any sparkles in there. See if it's actually flowing through or not. Haven't really, I don't know. I don't reckon it's gone into the overflow bottle yet, but that's because the car only ran for 15 minutes. It did get all the way up to operating temperature, so hopefully it's in there and sealed up, but it's only one way to tell, and that's going for a drive. So yeah, I'll just go for a quick drive, come back, we'll check it all out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can drive it for a little bit before I can get it fixed. And I might have a car back. So I'm excited, but very nervous. Alright, so I just got back. Doing probably like 15 minutes or something like that. I've opened this up. You can see it's pretty full. I don't know how good the camera's going to work on this, but that is fuller than it should be. I think a little bit's been coming out the overflow. It's got sparkly coolant in there, but it's not actually bubbling anymore. So that could be good. Like all the other times, that's normally still bubbling its head off. So I'm thinking maybe the drive has maybe sealed up the gap in the head gasket, but I'm not 100% sure. So probably going to call it a night tonight, and I'll do a bit more investigating tomorrow, I reckon. So I know the video might be a bit weird with all the lights, but it's what I'm working with. So I've been driving it around, driven to work a couple of times. It's like 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. Kind of getting a mixture of problems, really. My overflow bottle seems to be filling up, but it doesn't seem to be going back into the radiator overnight or over the day. I've had that happen to me before, and it was just the radiator cap. So I'm thinking maybe this stuff may have messed with the radiator cap. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just doing a quick test tonight. Let it all cool down. I don't have the correct device for it, but you can just cut a bottle up and tape it on. It's not as good, but it still works. So basically what I've done, filled this up with coolant, so it's higher, it's just higher than the heater hose is right at the very back of the engine. And the idea is if any air is going to come out, like any air bubbles from the head gasket, it should come up through that and I should be able to see it. But I won't be able to see that until the car gets warm. So let it all warm up for a bit and give it a bit of a rev and see if we can see any bubbles. Well, unfortunately, this has not worked. As you can see by the bubbles there, it doesn't do it when it's just idling, which has been my problem the whole time. It's just when you rev it, it gets a bit of boost in there, and that opens up whatever gap there is. Just the pressure inside the head and all that. So that's why when I was revving it, you can see the bubbles coming out of there. So that's actually the exhaust gases coming out. So it hasn't sealed it, which sucks. I would say it's probably slowed it down a little bit, but yeah, it hasn't fixed it. And yeah, like that's coolant, that's all like warm, got all the sparkles in it, so I know it's gone through like the whole system. Yeah, so unfortunately, it looks like this hasn't worked, but I reckon it's probably worth a shot if you're in a position where you can't afford to rebuild your engine just yet or whatever. It's worth a shot because I know it can work sometimes, but unfortunately it just hasn't worked for me. So that's a bummer, but yeah. I was hoping we'd be able to go full driving again soon, but it doesn't look like it. I have to think of something else. Well, we're gonna have to rebuild this whole engine again. I'm so over this. Wasted so much money, time, and everything. I literally haven't had a car really for like the last 2 years that actually worked. So I was really hoping this would just solve my problem, but it's looking like it's probably worst case scenario right now. So it's probably the block's broken, because we've got a brand new head in it, like genuine from Toyota. Just there's nothing else it really could be. Every other single part of the engine has been replaced apart from this block. So that sucks, but anyway, there you go. I reckon it's worth a shot if you're having troubles. It does say money back guarantee on the bottle, so I'm gonna go try and get my 60 bucks back. That's a slab, so that's worth getting. Yeah, but anyway, didn't work for me, might work for you. I'm not 100% sure. I was really hoping it was gonna work, but that's gonna bring us to the end of this video. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for me, but we'll get there. We'll get the 80 back on the road eventually, and we'll go have some fun. But in the meantime, probably going to be in other people's cars, we'll be in the boat, we'll get that out again hopefully, and yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those things. It's just how it goes sometimes. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Cheers.